So contours. So on the contours, go up to the annotate tab up here and actually click on this label here. It'll pop up a dialog box that looks like this. Now you can also pull it down by this. Don't do that. I want you to click at the top. See how it's got the top? Click at the top and then change that to surface. And you're going to change contour multiple, okay, and that just defaults. And then add, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pick a point over here and you're going to pick a point over here. Now that's the text that it labels like. I don't like that text. I am going to create a new label. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy current selection and I'm going to call it just existing contour labels. Take off the word copy. You can leave it. I'm actually going to make a layer. Go new and go C, capital C, Topo dash contour, and then OK, and OK. And now on the layout, I want the height to be 0.08. And when I click on the ellipse, that 3 dots here, you can see kind of sorta, it has this information highlighted. Highlight that information in that block, and I am going to change the precision to 1. And then you hit the arrow to go over. So see how it says P2? When I hit this arrow over, it says P0. That means precision 0. Okay. And apply and OK. And I'm going to change that to, whoops, sorry. I'm going to pull this down and go existing contour label, add, and close. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click on this line right here, and I'm going to change that. See how it says display contour label line? I'm going to change that to false. And I'm going to see surface label style. I'm going to change that to contour labels. I'm going to pull this out so you can see what that one says major. That one says minor. I'm going to use the same style all the way through. So now it looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to add labels again. So I'm going to click on this at the top, go surface, contour multiple. You can do single or you can do multiple at interval. Either do single or multiple. Don't do interval. So contour at multiple. I am going to pick a point. Go add. I'm going to pick a point down here, and I am going to pick a point over here. This line always shows up, and I always tell it. You can also go right click and select similar and always send it to false. You don't want to see that label. It just doesn't look very good. Okay. If you do a single contour to make it like more precise, like you don't want to add label lines, you go add and you pick a point. Pick a point. Oh, I forgot to change the style. Oops. I'm going to undo that. Okay, so single. I should add my existing contour style. And add. And now you have to be careful with your snaps. I'm going to turn my snaps off. I'm going to get close to this. See how it sees 2? It's because it's too close. So the contour is too close to each other. So this is where you kind of like use your precision of picking points. All right. And your labels should be labeled all over the place so you can see it. So, you know, here's a label, here's a label. It's preference. It's not that it doesn't have rhyme or reason, it's just a style. How do you want it to look? The cool thing is you can actually pull these also, you know? and it'll kind of tug wherever you want it to go. I always try to make mine where it's the most visible. Like this is too many through here, so I'll come up here so the labels hit each other kind of nice and they're not overlapping. Like this one's too much. So what you do is see that line when you click on that label? If I take this grip and pull it back just that one little bit, it only clicks on one of them. And again, you can see the little tail. I hate seeing that little tail. So I'm going to click on one of them. I'm going to go right click, select similar, and false. All right, so there's my contour map. So that's actually pretty nice. Now I don't need all of these spots, unless I want elevations on there. But you don't have to have elevations on there unless you are, want additional information for your survey or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to my point groups and I'm going to go properties and I'm going to send no show to the top. I'm actually going to put toe slope to the top just to do a few spot grades at the very low points. I'm going to send the benchmarks to the top. I am going to send the trees to the top, all trees, just tree. I'm not going to give it a specific style. I'm just going to say it's a tree. I'll do, I don't think metal light pole had anything in it. Concrete light pole, sign needs to go to the top. The fire hydrant needs to go to the top. Sidewalk doesn't because we already drew it. I'm going to apply and OK. All right. Now, what I am going to do on the toe slope, click on the toe slope in the point groups, right click and go properties. Change that to elevation only. Apply and OK. Now, the text is way too big. So I'm going to go toe slope, properties, and I'm going to pull this arrow down and I am going to edit that selection. I am going to change it to 0.05 and I'm going to give it a rotated angle of 45 degrees. Okay. Apply. Now I'm going to change the basic, edit current selection, and the basic is going to be 0.02. That's too many points. 0.02. Apply and OK. Apply and OK. So now you can see spot grades on some of these. So on here, I'm going to pull this out. Now, see how bad that looks? That looks bad. So I'm going to show you how to clean that up. That is a drag style. So click on the text, right click, and go edit label text. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. Click on the label text, come over here, and we should be able to see a style. That style, not that one, the point label style was the northern easting description style. You'll want to pull that down. Before I do that, let me send that to default. Okay, if I click on the text up here, let's try it this way, because I actually want to do a specific, I guess not. It's changed since the 2018 version. It should allow me to edit the style. I don't want to switch to default just because I'm using my point groups to modify it. So go ahead and click on point group. So here, this is what I was looking for. I want to edit the current selection. Okay, so if I edit the current selection in the dragged state, I don't want it as composed, I want it stacked. Apply and OK. And OK. It pops it out like such. All right, so again, if I click on this, or if I click on the benchmark, right click, properties, point label style, edit current style, that's how I got to that point. Okay. Cancel. And cancel. All right, so then I can grip edit. I call it grip editing. Grab it and then pull label down or up, however you need to. The text style is actually awfully large, in my opinion. The oak is also kind of large. So what I'll do is I'm just go ahead and pull these away from each other and see what the height is. So click on it. Properties. So edit current selection. So I'm going to change that to 0.08 and the height is 0.08. Apply and OK. Apply and OK. All right, so that looks better. Now I'm going to go to the trees and I'm going to go properties and I'm going to edit the current selection. Also, see this little symbol, little paintbrush, little pencil? Oops. Properties. The paintbrush little symbol, if it's already got the paintbrush and little pencil symbol, if you click it, it automatically means that you're modifying it. You just have to be careful if you're copying it. That's why I always grip edit it. I'm going to change that to 0.06, the text height of the trees. So dragged is 0.06 and the text height is 0.06. Apply and OK. So some of the stuff I want to be smaller, some of it I want to be bigger. You can also grab it and pull a leader line out, you know. It also, if I look at it, edit. Point group properties is another way. Dragged. I should be able to see the arrow. And it's stacked. Apply, okay. I just thought, oh, there it is. There's the label. It has to be somewhat further away to point at it. Whoops. Gotta be careful and not actually take the whole tree with me. Okay. To make it cleaned up. Now I'm going to show you how to do, here's the other thing, just off topic, about the surface. If I hover, you can see what pops up. It says existing ground Z, which is elevation 133.53. So that's a nice thing for the engineers to use to figure out elevations. So just regular text. So if I come over here, oh, before I get on to that, sidetrack, I see something that bothers me. See how this is a green line around our contours? I don't like that. That's a display symbol. So if you look at the existing ground 1 and 5 and you pull it down, you have the ability to create and edit. I'm going to click here and see the little symbol again, little paintbrush and little pencil. If I click that, that means I can edit it. What I want to edit is the display. I want to turn off the border, okay? Little light bulb, when it goes blue, apparently now is off. The orangish color is on. Mine on the 2018 at work is a little snow, or is a light bulb that's black and white. So that's a new to me. The other thing that I want to talk about is the contour style, since I'm already here. See how it says contour major, contour minor? Those styles apply and OK. And OK. So, okay. They're dashed, and they should be dashed because they're existing for survey. I want to take a look at our topo plan and see how that looks. Right now, they look solid. If I go LTS and I go 40 and regen. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done 40. It's a 20 scale. Duh. LTS and 20. And I go LTS and 1. PSLT scale. I'm checking something in 0. PSLT scale and 1. Okay. I need to look at my these should be dashed lines. And the other thing is, notice that the labels are rotated. So what you actually have to do in here is pull the labels down to make it look right. Okay. So I'm not going to do that on all of these. I'm going to leave it be. I don't like how far away that is, but I don't know if I can do anything about it. So what I might do is turn the style off if I look at the styles. But first, let me check out the layers. Sometimes I get kind of like sidetracked. I apologize. So style topo. On the contours, minor, all of these, see topo, they really should be an even user, control user. I'm going to change that line type. Sorry. Click on the line type here. What pops up is this, and I want it to be hidden. I'd like it to be hidden too. So if hidden 2 isn't there, click load, and you should be able to find hidden 2. And then okay. And then pick hidden 2. And then okay. Now you can see it's dashed. It looks a little bit better. I could change that and see if hidden 1 or hidden looks better. Actually, hidden actually does look better. I'm so used to using a 50 or a 60 scale where hidden 2 looks better, whereas hidden, when it's a 20 scale, looks better. And 1 versus 2 is just the spacing between the dashes. Okay. Now this looks mighty tiny when you print it on a 24 by 36, or it looks like it's really small on this sheet of paper, but in all honesty, it doesn't look bad when it's printed. So on this, on the style for the description, another way to access styles is through this the settings. So if I look at the point styles and I look at description only, I can edit it this way also. I'm trying to find if it should be orientated. So the only way to get these styles to the point styles when you pull the label out is I'm going to say visibility false, apply, and okay. And the reason I'm doing that is when I go in, I'm just going to double click through the viewport. When I go in, see how I'm in model space? When I go in and I pull this, then I don't have the leader line, but it's real close to it, to the point that I want, without having to have an awkward leader line that is only half visible. So you can clean these up. Now, I am going to change that style again, just because if I have a really dense area, 0.06 would look good, but since my topo isn't very dense, then I'm going to change that text height back to 0.08. And the reason I'm showing you all of these is so you're aware of how to make your drawings look good when you get into the workforce. Okay, so prospect settings. Go to settings tab, click on point, expand that out, click on label style, expand that out, click on description, right click, and edit. So I can change the dragged out, I'm leaving the visibility of the leader as false, change that to 0.08. Apply and okay. And I also want to change the PNEZD, this one here, edit, to 0.1. Since I do have a lot of space to fill in. Okay. And then, oh, go back to the description. Notice that these didn't get any bigger. So I'm going to edit that again. In the layout, I need this to be 0.08. So there's a drag state and a layout state. Okay. All right. So what else? Oh, so the next thing I also want to do is I want to make sure you know how to do text. Okay, so if I go to the model tab, I do a lot of work in my model because when I work through the viewport, it tends to crash on me. Go ahead and hit save, save often. I'm going to show you how to do text. Annotate, and I'm going to put in text. So I use multi-line text. A lot of the surveyors like to use single line, but I'm a big fan of multi-line. I'm leaving it as standard, and honestly, I should change this. Well, we'll start like that. So pull it out, and then I'm going to write sidewalk, all in caps. Sidewalk. Can't spell walk. And I don't need it to be that big. Okay. That is tiny. Okay. So remember what I said. We're not going to use annotated, and the height is going to be 1.6. So that is 0.08 times 20. So that gives me a 0.08 text. So I'm going to move this to here. Now I want it rotated along the sidewalk. So I'm going to use a command called Tori, T-O-R-I, which is torrent. Okay. I'm going to select the text that I want, and then I'm going to go nearest to nearest. I'll show you how to do it again. So I'm going to move this over here. And I'm going to copy this, CO for copy, and I'm going to place it over here. And then I am going to place the text, a bad girl. Okay, I should have bad drafter. So I should have created a layer. So I'm going to close out of that. I should have created a layer called 0-FAU-TXT text, and I make that current. Okay, so this text should be on the 0 layer FAU text. That would have been better. Okay, and it says 0. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Ooh, I want to change this right here to 20. My bad. That should be 20. I'm going to copy this and put it up here. They do look really small, but I promise when you print them out at when you print them out on a 24 by 36 sheet of paper, they won't look bad. So here's the Tori command, T-O-R-I. You're going to select the piece of text, hit enter, and then show the rotation. And the rotation I'm using, and I'm going to hit shift right click, nearest, shift right click to nearest, because I don't have my O snaps on. And this is called, I'll pull this out a bit, backspace, Valencia College Road. Okay. All right. If I had some FAU information, I would definitely do an FAU plan. I don't know if you all have collected that in your survey class or not. I don't know. So over here would be parking. So we could label this parking lot. Now, MA is match properties. I tried to do this before and it didn't work. So I'm going to pick the text that I want to match. There, that worked. So the parking lot over here. And then, for example, I can copy this, and this is double click. This is concrete curb. Dang it, man, curb. So I'm going to copy this, CO, copy, and I'm going to use my O snaps from the endpoint, and I'm going to take it from this endpoint. Whoops, helps if I actually typed in copy. CO for copy. So I'm going to copy that piece of text, endpoint to endpoint to endpoint to endpoint to endpoint to endpoint. And then I don't have to say that's a fire hydrant. I know that's a fire hydrant. This sign is mighty, mighty small. So what I'm going to do in the sign because it's mighty, mighty small. I am going to come over here to the point, and I'm going to look at the point styles, and I'm going to look at the sign single pole. I'm going to edit that, and I am still in the settings, and I'm going to edit that and make that 1.1. Apply and OK. Still mighty small. Need to look at the prospector because I don't know if I've selected the right. So I'm looking for sign. Okay. Sign. Raw description, full description. Over here doesn't have a style. So edit properties. Single sign pole. I'm going to edit it here. And I'm going to just say 1. Apply and OK. And apply and OK. And then regen. Sometimes things don't sync until you regen. Sometimes they don't sync at all. Well, that's just frustrating. It's annotation. I don't know why that's not getting any bigger. Usually this works for me. Marker rotation, XY scale. Okay, I'm going to try 1. Well, that didn't work. Still didn't work. Okay, not sure why my scale isn't working. So let's go to Topo Plan. Okay, it works here. Shows up fine here. Frustrating, but fine. So start taking the time to pull out. Also, this stop sign or this signage should be like the post and the sign in the front so people can read it. So I'm going to rotate the marker as such. Wrong direction. And that is still a terribly small sign. Okay, if it doesn't work, old school. F8. And then, well, never mind. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's see why my stupid signs aren't working today. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to take a break from that. I don't know why right now, and I'm not going to force you all to watch me try to figure this out. I just know that based on my size, okay, that's percent relative to percent. It should not. Let's do drawing scale size. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. I was like, man. Okay. Apply and OK. Yeah, now it's a bit big. All right. So there I go. So 0.1 might be too big, but I'm going to pause here, everyone. Rotate marker, because that's the sign pole and the sign in front of it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pause here and show you. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stop this week's lab, and next week I'll show you more cleanup and how to print your drawing. So, well, I may end up go ahead and showing you how to print the drawing. Let me see. Give me 5 more minutes. Click on print, and because I previously set up this the topo sheet like this, I'm going to modify it. All right. So if you right click. I got out of the print command. If you right click the tab and go page setup manager and modify, I am going to tell you to click on the window, plot area window, and snap from endpoint to endpoint and make sure that it's in the center. Okay? And then I like to do preview before I print anything because I don't want to waste paper or anything like that. So that's what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to go OK. And close. Now, I don't really. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm actually going to print it to a PDF. Since I got the information set up in the style, on the layout tab. All I have to do now is come up here to the printer symbol, plot. You can also type in plot in the command. Everything is already set up for me. I do check the preview again. And this isn't the colors that I want, but this gives me enough of, here is how we're starting. So it doesn't look terrible. I'm not fond of all of this. We'll talk about the title block later. Escape, and you'll see this, and then okay. What it does do is pulls up this dialog box, and I'm just going to let it default to my documents, and I'm going to say end of lab 2 topo plan. Save, and it's going to create, and it'll say no errors. And then I am going, mine's actually opening up the PDF, so I'll have to have a second for it to open up. And here is my drawing. I'm going to click on no. Okay, so this is the start of our plan. Now here is a definite, we'll have to work on our colors. So we can see our contours and all that, and then I still have to label the building and the sidewalks and the parking. We'll have to clean up our title block and get that to looking a little bit better. We've got our north arrow, but all the colors are wonky right now, but it's a good start. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I want you all to upload the PDF, and I also want to upload the drawing itself, the CAD file. All right, if you have any questions, just let me know. Bye.